What's up, guys? This is Ricky from Project Attraction. Welcome to the beautiful town of Kirkland, right outside Seattle. And today I'm really excited to talk to you about the Grounded Confidence Code. Now, this is actually the title to the new book I'm releasing this next week, and you can get it for free on Amazon Kindle and download it and check it out. So today I'm happy to talk to you about what is actually going to be in the book and share some pointers of things that you can actually use today that you will learn about from this book. So what is that grounded confidence that separates some men from others? What is it that like some guys walk into the room and girls are just magnetized, like their eyes just waiting to go to them, and you're just like, oh my gosh. Is it their looks or their money? Well, really in the book I explain that and go into that how any guy can cultivate this grounded confidence. It really is it's certain characteristics that if you practice and copy, that you can actually get down and make it more autopilot so that you become that person. So grounded confidence, to have that grounded confidence, you need to think of it as a giant redwood forest tree. Now, what makes the tree so strong and durable from like rainstorms or tumultuous weather or even like animals or even people is the strong root system it has. So that's step number one, or key number one in the grounded confidence, is to be a grounded man, someone that's just like, just has that confidence, walk into a room and be confident in that situation. What they really need to have is that strong root system, or as they call it in the self-development community, a positive ecosystem of good emotions. Now, I've made videos about this before and I go deeper into this of what this means, but this means you as a man understand what your beliefs and principles are. Also, the people you surround yourself with are supporting you in your beliefs, principles, and supporting you on your path. So what that means is you got to think of yourself as like a sponge, and whatever's around you you're soaking up. So for example, if you want to lose weight, you have to surround yourself with people that want to go work out. If your friends are all like fat, sitting on the couch drinking beer, and they're like want to watch sports games while you want to go work out, well, you're gonna be pulled into that of like, oh, well, they're having fun, and they'll even make fun of you. They'll be like, oh, really, you're gonna go work out, dude? The game's fucking on. You're like, well, my life goals, and I want to work out, and it'll just totally be crushed. Whereas if you have guys that you're surrounding yourself with that like want to work out and be fit too, they'll be like, yeah, man, have a good time at the gym, or fuck it, I'll go with you, and it's supporting you. So as far as being a man who's grounded confidently and good with women, you have to surround yourself with guys that go out and talk to women. You got to find examples or people that you can kind of learn off of. And you can even take this from movies or examples. Some good ones are like Frank Underwood from House of Cards, his charisma, James Bond, his like confidence and how he deals with situations, Tony Stark from Iron Man, how he's just able to be like cocky, funny, just has it all going on. You can take the characteristics that they have, like their eye contact, the way they just hold themselves, and kind of mimic that and put that into your personality until you just naturally start to do it. So this big ecosystem of positive emotions is something I really dive into, of like how to figure out what your beliefs and principles are if you don't already know them, and then also too like what to put in your environment to make sure you succeed on your path becoming a grounded, confident man. So point number two from the book on being a grounded, confident man is having a powerful presence. Being able to walk into a room and just commanding people to like look at you just by the way you're standing and acting. Now, this has a lot to do with body language, how you present yourself. If you present yourself with, let's say, your shoulders more slumped like this and down, it's kind of like you're more sad and kind of like inward. You're more in your head. Whereas if it's out like this, you can notice my shoulders go back and my legs are apart like this. It's more, I'm taking up more space like this. If I'm like this in the club and I'm just like, damn, like, yeah, excuse me, girl, like I'm not taking much space. That reflects, it just sub-communicates what my confidence level is which is that I'm not too sure of myself, I'm a little nervous, and it sends all the negative connotations of bad sub communication. Now is where I'm like this. I'm more confident, I'm taking more space, I'm more out, my chest is out, and so I'm more like, being loud and taking up space. It's more confident, and it throws that out, lets everyone know that's what I'm throwing out, is a very confident vibe. So you take people, like I said before, like James Bond or Tony Stark, look at those people and look how they stand in when you're watching movies, or House of Cards, Frank Underwood. Look how they hold themselves. Are they down like this, like, hey man, stop that, or I'm Tony Stark? No, they're out like this, they're fucking saying shit, even if it's stupid shit, they're just like, whatever, and it's what they present themselves as. Also too, if you're not feeling very confident, and you put yourself in a confident body posture, you'll start feeling more confident too. So maybe your mind's not there yet, but if you put your body in the same situation or mimic it, what a confident person will look like, then your mind will follow. So some ways to do this that I explain in the book, and I show pictures of how to do it, is you need to do stretches. I know I like to personally work out and try to get my chest looking all good and sexy and big for being a skinny guy. But you still have to stretch out your chest, because if your muscles get tight, you tend to naturally go in like that. So some of the stretches I do, if you know any of Elliot Hulse's stuff, he says do the bow, and I put references of like some of his videos in my book. So if you're a big Elliot Hulse fan, you'll love this part, and you'll probably know this already. But you want to take your hands up. It's kind of hard in this big puffy jacket, but you put your arms all the way up or behind your head like this, and you lean all the way back, and then you open up your face like this, and you breathe out. It looks really weird. I'll demonstrate it a few times so you get the whole gist in this big puffy jacket. Looks really weird, right? Like, what the fuck? It's very laugh-worthy. Hopefully my mic didn't go off when I did that too. But what that does is it opens up all this area. Your muscles kind of lock in. There's a lot of, even if you follow Elliot Hulse's stuff, he goes into the psychological things of like maybe trauma that you've had, or like lack of confidence. It kind of goes into your muscles, and your muscles put you in a holding pattern that actually lacks confidence. So to actually get more confidence, you have to stretch your muscles out and put yourself in that natural state. So actually, when I started first doing that stretch, some of my back muscles and stuff actually kind of hurt because I wasn't used to that. But as I started doing it more, it gets more into that posture, and so I naturally stand up, chest out. So you definitely want to do those type of stretches on a daily basis. You can do it for like 2 minutes. If you don't have a lot of time, maybe do it for like 20 seconds. See how long you can hold it. Stretching that out is going to make you feel more nice and loose. So when you walk into a bar or a club, you just naturally have that confident posture. Apologize for the wind out here. It's getting really windy. But the third point I want to mention is grounded man's confidence game. Totally butchered that. It's grounded man's game. So what that means is what's the difference between someone learning game that doesn't have this down, this concept of being groundedly confident, or someone that just wants to learn lines to like get reactions out of girls? Well, really, it's the mindset that has shifted. When you're grounded and confident in what you are doing, you really don't care about all the little bullshit. For instance, if you get a girl and you get her phone number and you want to hang out with her again to go on a date, basically the difference is if, like, let's say she flakes you, she doesn't call you back. Someone who's learning it, that's just getting into it, very tongue-tied right now, but he would react to it. He'd be like, okay, she's not responding, she's flaking me, what do I do? What's the trick for this? And he like starts like freaking out. Whereas the guy who is groundedly confident, he values his time. He is the center of his own universe or his own movie. So if a girl, like, let's say, does not get back to him, he's just like, okay, on to the next one. Or, what are my friends doing? He moves on from it. He doesn't worry about, oh, what does she think? What does that mean to me as a guy, and how does that relate to me in my life, and all I've done and all the effort I've put into learning this material? He's just like, okay, and moves on from it, diverts.
think of a boss trying to run a company and things aren't quite working out as he planned. Let's say an employee's acting up or something like that. You could see the bosses that are just like, get mad and, oh, my life's ruined, it's your fault, and they start blaming employees. Or there's the guy that's like, okay, how do we work from this position onward? So going back to Grounded Man's game, it's really, it flows, he works with what he has as far as like what's in front of him and not how things should be or how things should look like or how how the girl should respond. It's really just like, okay, that didn't work, alright, that's okay. Even if he, let's say, like the major thing is, what if I go up and talk to a girl and she rejects me? So the simple thing with a Grounded Man's game is he just goes up and just like, hey, what's up? It's nice to meet you. I'm Ricky. And she's just like, the fuck? Oh, anyways. All he has to do is like be like, okay, that's too bad for you. Tap, tap. Hey, what's up? My name's Ricky. Oh, what's your name? Cool. Yeah. And he does that. He goes on to the next one. He doesn't like look at the girl like, why did she reject me? What did I do wrong? Now, of course, you want to look and see like maybe could you do your eye contact better or like your voice tonality. Maybe she couldn't hear you in a loud club. So you want to think about that stuff later. But in the moment, if that doesn't quite work out, you just move on to the next thing. Like Jay-Z says, on to the next one. But you get my point. It's very controlled, and he's on his path. If something isn't working according to the path, whether it's a girl he's trying to pick up or a girl he's dating or anything in his dating life, he simply just gets rid of it. It's like cutting the fat away from the main meat. So as far as that, it's really the mindset that you get into. Now, in the book, I go more deeper into these mindsets and into how they work and how to cultivate them.
So I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember that the book, The Grounded Confidence Code, comes out in a week from now. Hopefully, if you're watching this later, it's already out and you may have to pay for it. But if you're just watching this video, that when it's just released, it will be out and you can get it for free on your Kindle or even on your phone or wherever you get ebooks. So look for it and let me know what you think. Drop a review or drop a line. And I hope this helps. I really want to get some feedback. I've put a lot of effort and a lot of work into this, and like it's a lot of stuff that I've tested and worked and like put into this. So I'm really excited to see people's feedback and see how it's helped them and what I can do better to put out more information that will really help benefit you on your journey. So this is Ricky here in Kirkland for Project Attraction, signing off. Until next time.